Hey guys, welcome to this For Whoever reading. If you were brought in by the title of this video, then this message may be all that much more meaningful for you. Let's see what messages want to come through. Messages for whoever, please. We have the journey. You are learning that every challenge you face has its hidden gifts inside. Okay, so you might be really embracing the journey at this time. So maybe you're a person who has just kind of, been in a life where you have had some challenges, some ups, downs, and trials and tribulations, and you are finally getting to a point where you are just in a little bit of an acceptance of the fact that change is the only guarantee that life has to offer us. And so you may be coming to a place of sweet surrender in, facing the challenges and getting into a state of ebb and flow with, life and all of its seasons that it brings forth. I have obliviousness and awareness. Again, this goes along the line of what I was just saying. You are becoming very acutely aware of the fact that you really don't have much control over everything in life and the world and what it has to offer. But what you are able to do is control the way that you respond to it. And the way that you can make things a lot easier is to be in a state of flow. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything the way that it's going. Doesn't mean you have to be, okay with the fact that things are changing in your life or in ways that you don't want it to change or things aren't looking the way that you want them to be. But what you are in control of is your mindset and your attitude toward it and how you can take a perceived negative situation and turn it into a positive one. Okay. I have maintained self-worth and self-esteem. Okay, again, this is just kind of one of those things that's just saying you're gaining a new sense of, confidence in the fact that you can navigate the waters of life, no matter how turbulent they may be. Let's keep going. Look a little further into this energy, but so far, so good. Now, it doesn't mean that this is an easy energy to get to. I understand that completely. You've probably been through quite some things in life that were very, very challenging. And some days maybe wanted to lose hope and faith, but you got back up again, got your strength again, and became stronger because of it. And now here you are in a beautiful place where you are in a state of acceptance. Let's keep going. Messages for whoever, please. I have great adventure, take a risk, and venture forward. Okay, so again, this is saying, hey, now you are in a place where you just kind of want to say, well, the world's my oyster. What do I want to do next? What more can the world do to me now? I've been knocked down time and time and time again. And what more can it possibly be? What more can it possibly do? I'm, at a place now where I just kind of accept whatever comes my way. And I know that I've overcome so much that I can continue to do so again and again. Okay. So good for you for the confidence that you're now in. And now you're ready for the new to come in and a brand new adventure to leave the past behind where it belongs and to go into a state of flow and acceptance and just faith in the way that things are going to play out for you, knowing that things will always play out for your highest and greatest good, even though they may not seem like it at the time, even though they may not feel like it at the time. You are now in a state of trust and flow and faith that things are working out for your highest good. Let's take a look at the overall energy of the situation here. Overall energy, please. I have the Page of Wands. This is a beautiful overall energy to be in. The Page of Wands is a fresh, new energy. It's almost like childlike in a way. What it is getting a new sense of adventure in you that maybe you haven't felt for a really long time. Again, when you get to a place where you're finally in acceptance of life and, how it's going to go and just kind of riding the waves of it, you get to kind of get to a state where you can go back to a childlike state of being where you can then get excited about what's to come. Nothing can, really bring you down again, that you haven't already been through. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and now you're ready for something new. So now with the overall energy, it looks like you really are in a state of what's next. I'm actually getting excited to see what's to come for me, okay? Let's take a look at the recent past, get some more details on this situation for you. Recent past, please. I have the Seven of Pentacles. So in the recent past, again, you were doing a little bit of time and contemplation in regards to all of the things in your life. Again, this is kind of an energy where you've looked back on the past, you've looked back at all the situations and the lessons that you've learned, and you've learned kind of like what to invest in and what not. If, for example, you put this as like, say, a garden, okay, if your life is a garden, it's that you've, toiled the soil, you've watered it on different schedules, you've planted different seeds, and you learned what grows and what doesn't, what is worth your time and energy and what isn't. And you're learning to be very diligent and careful about that now. And so now you're going to bear the fruit of those better decisions, okay? You're going to have a better crop to bear because you're now making wiser decisions and you've learned your lessons. And now you have actually gained some time and experience that you can, have better results in your garden of life. Let's take a look at the present energy here. Present energy, please. I have the Eight of Cups. Again, this is you just standing a little bit in your power here. Okay. This is you saying, you know what? No more. Whatever didn't work out for me, it is sad for me to turn away from it, but it's something that I must do. It's just no longer bringing me joy. It's no longer bringing me happiness. And now I need to move forward into something that is. And so, though this energy is a difficult one to kind of endure, doesn't mean that everything was bad necessarily, but you just knew that you needed to move forward in hopes of finding something a little bit more fulfilling, whatever that may be. So here it is that you've gone through a state of contemplation of what was working in your life and what wasn't, and making really tough decisions to then walk away from some of those things. And that is the direction that you're headed. After the Eight of Cups comes the Nine, and the Nine of Cups is really self-fulfillment, self-joy, self-exuberance, and it's living a life that you do find very happy and joyful. Let's take a look at the future energy, near future, please. I have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so after you've gone through the Eight of Cups, here is the Seven of Cups. And again, this may be a state where you may enter into where maybe you begin to question some of your decisions. Maybe the world is now your oyster. You're excited. You moved away from those old things that were no longer bringing you joy. And now you're kind of like, oh, well, what do I do now? I'm excited. I'm ready to go. But now what? Where do I go? And so you might be a little bit in a place where you're being presented with a lot of new opportunities and a lot of new friendships, a lot of new places to go, things to do, things to see and be. But you might get a little bit confused in this energy here in the near future. So just be mindful of the fact that even though you're excited now and there's lots of opportunities, you don't really need to get caught up in the mix of things to the point where you get really confused about what to do. Just kind of allow things to play out, allow things to flow so that you can then just kind of intuitively find, well, what if it's something that you're like, ugh, maybe not, then that's clearly a no. So you're learning to have a yes and a no and be very, very clear with those answers. So there's no need to get caught up in a place where you're just confused about, well, where do I put my time and energy now? Just allow things to flow and you'll naturally be guided that way. Yes or no. Feel good, feel not. Okay. Let's take a look at some advice for you. Advice, please. I have the King of Cups as your advice. This is just, again, coming from a solid, mature place where you understand that your emotions and your emotional fulfillment are going to be what's going to guide you. You're going to be very intuitively led in this. So your guidance here and advice is to say, follow the heart. Just kind of like what I said about the near future energy here is make sure that you don't go up into the head and get really confused about what doesn't really need to be confusing now, because now that you've left some old emotionally unfulfilling things behind, you now want to focus on, well, what is emotionally fulfilling to you? Okay. So you're not going to be really in the mind about those things. That's not really going to lead you anywhere. It might lead to that state of confusion that we want to avoid here in the near future. But what you want to do is then go into the heart center so that you can then get aligned with what feels good to you and what doesn't. And that is going to be very clear in your guidance. And you're going to be able to come from a place where you're solidly moving in a direction that is very conducive to your overall emotional health and well-being. Let's take a look at what's hidden here in case there's something that maybe you're missing or would be helpful for you. What's hidden? I have the Five of Cups. What's hidden here is that there is a little bit of sadness of things that have fallen away from your life, things that you have left behind. There's a little bit of a nostalgia here that is just kind of keeping you in a place where maybe you are, dipping your toe in and out of excitement for the future. But then, some days you find yourself kind of reminiscing over the past and feeling a sort of sadness for the old chapters to be closing. Okay. This is a normal energy to be in. Just, don't, if you find yourself kind of dipping into the waters of regret, sadness, guilt, and just kind of lingering in those past emotions and what you're leaving behind, just try to not linger in there too long. It's natural to have an ebb and flow of emotions when you're going through significant change, especially when things have fallen away from your life or you have had to walk away from those things in order to pursue a much more fulfilling life in whatever way that may mean for you. So that doesn't mean that it doesn't go without being in a state of sadness. Okay, so again, what's hidden here is just be careful that you're not dipping your toe too into that. Get excited about the future. Have, reverence for the past and those experiences and, what they've allowed you to become. You become much stronger, much better for those things and those experiences and those people. But you are headed in a whole new direction, and you need to make sure that the main part of your focus is moving forward so that you can have those positive results. Okay. If we're kind of lingering in the past a little too long, that's just kind of where we stay. We end up being kind of like a hamster in a wheel where we just kind of cycle through, those emotions and stay stuck in the past when we really should be shifting our focus on the future and staying excited about it. Okay. So again, just be very careful that you're not dipping into this energy a little too long and lingering there. Okay. Get excited about the future. There's a lot of new opportunities opening up for you here. The possibilities are endless. The near future looks bright for you. Just remember that. Okay. So keep your eye looking forward and not back because you're not going that way. Okay. Let's take a look at what you don't see coming here in the next few weeks. What don't they see coming in the coming weeks? What don't they see coming? I see the Two of Cups. This is a very beautiful energy. So, what you don't see coming in the coming weeks, this can even play out into the coming months, is that you don't see that there are going to be new connections coming in. Now, this may be playing out in a variety of ways for a variety of people. Again, this is a general reading, and so it could be applicable in a variety of ways for a variety of different people. So, just take what resonates and leave the rest. So, here, this could be a new relationship that's coming in. Maybe you have found yourself single for a long time. Maybe you just recently went through a divorce or you went through a breakup that left you feeling a bit stuck and stagnant and, not really knowing where to go and what the future would hold. But it looks like there might be a new relationship that's trying to make its way into your life. If not a physical person, as in a romantic relationship, this could even be just opening up to new relationships or new significant soulmate, interactions that are going to be coming in, whatever that may mean. This may also be a Two of Cups where this balance is being found within you. Usually when we're going on a journey of the heart and having that Eight of Cups leading into the Nine of Cups, we have the Ace of Cups that is being presented. That's what we're heading for. That's what we're walking toward, is that ultimate happiness, joy, and fulfillment. And we're opening up our heart to more higher levels of experience with people and situations and opportunities. Okay. So what this is that when you've made a little bit of progress on this, pursuit of happiness, is that you then become very balanced within yourself emotionally. So this Two of Cups that you don't see coming in the near future here in the coming weeks or the coming months is that you may feel a new renewed sense of inner balance and harmony because you're heading into a place of alignment with what truly brings you joy and happiness. Again, this can even mean a relationship of some kind, romantic or platonic, or just meeting new people and places and experiences. Either way, this is a very positive thing for you here. This looks like the energies are really playing out for you. Get excited for that new adventure because there are really great things to come for you in the future. So I hope you found this reading to be helpful. And until I see you again, take care.